Hoi folks, good morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Sean, aka Uncle Frogface, and welcome to the video. So this week I was on Instagram and I saw a post from one of my friends, that's Branden there, hi Branden. Branden was saying that he wasn't feeling very inspired to create anything and was struggling a little bit, so I suggested that we do a sketch swap. So for that I made a sketch for Branden, and Branden made a sketch for me, and then we just swapped. And the idea was that we could do whatever we wanted with the sketch and interpret it in our own styles. And so here I took this robot and took it into Procreate. Let's get started. First things first, as always, I just go in with a sketch layer, a fresh sketch layer on top of Branden's original sketch. And I just wanted to tweak a few things because I knew that I wanted to go for a slightly different style with this piece. I mentioned before that I'm a fan of Mike Mignola's work, and for that I just wanted to stretch a couple of the proportions. So you can see that I've made the top of the legs a little bit thinner and just tweaked things a little bit. And just really having fun and keeping it really loose. So for those of you that don't know, Mike Mignola is the artist responsible for the Hellboy comic books, and they actually have a very unique style. He's very good at using spot blacks and really punching up the contrast in his pictures. So while I wanted to be inspired by his work, I didn't want to copy his style. I just wanted to take a few elements and try and work that into what I would usually do in a comic book style. So here you can see I'm just stretching out the picture a little bit, blocking in a little bit of what might work for a background before I get onto the inking. This inking brush that I'm using again I think is from Kyle's ink box, so a Photoshop set that I've imported into Procreate. This one in particular is something Pascal. It's just one that I found that I really like for a kind of looser, scratchy inking style. And this is the point now where I'm really coming in with those deep blacks and I'm thinking about where the light's coming from and just completely blocking out what would be in shadow in really heavy spot blacks. Later you'll see I come back and I actually carve some of the detail work into that black, and I'm not using a white pen for that. I've selected the same pen but with the eraser tool, so that when I come and put my colours in underneath, they shine through. I was really happy when I got this sketch from Branden. Thank you, Branden. I'm not usually very good at drawing robots, but I will link Branden's Instagram down below because he is incredible. He's robots, aliens, dinosaurs. Like myself, Branden's a massive geek. I know you won't mind me saying that. I recommend any of you go and check out his Instagram if you're into that kind of artwork. Of course, I'll also link mine as well, because if you aren't already subscribed to me, then you should be. But definitely go check out Branden, and also you can see what he did with my sketch. So here I was just really having a bit of an experiment with texture. One of the things with Mike Mignola's work is that whilst a lot of comic books use quite heavy hatching and cross-hatching, Mike seems to get a really good textural feel to his artwork without doing that. So I had reference images up of a few of his pieces and just looked at what kind of strokes he was using to bring out different textures. And this here, you can see I'm coming in with the eraser, with that Pascal nib, and bringing some of those details into the shadows where they would catch the light. I mean, I could have done this just with a white pen if it was going to be a pure black and white image, but I knew I wanted to colour this, so that's why I thought ahead and used the eraser instead. And here I'm just adding some texture to the background, nothing too detailed, just give it a little bit of depth. So this whole project came about because Branden was suffering from that thing that I think we all suffer from occasionally, which is where your brain just isn't coming up with ideas, or it's got too many ideas, or you can't focus. And I think sometimes a challenge like this, it just frees you up to be creative in a way that you wouldn't have thought of beforehand. If any of you are feeling like this and you've got friends that are artists, then why not try this? Just drop them a DM, say, hey, here, I've got this sketch. Do you fancy chucking a sketch my way? And let's see what we can do with each other's work. If nothing else, you know, it's just a bit of fun. So I'm just coming in and laying down my base colours. Branden's very good at using complementary colours, so here I am with a blue background, so I've come in with a very desaturated orange, which gives a really nice contrast, but it also gives a kind of rust feel to this robot. And then just a few accent colours with the yellow and the pink there for that exposed brain. And now this is a multiply layer that I've got here with a mid-grey, and I'm just coming in and adding a little bit more depth to the colour work with this. And you'll see I come in, this is exactly the same mid-grey, but on a colour dodge layer. And this is just to add some highlights, and again it adds some extra depth to the colour work. So all in all, this piece took about an hour and 15 minutes. It was fun to do. I recommend any of you give it a try. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, ring that notification bell, and at the end there will be a link to another video that you might enjoy. I'll also leave a link down below to Branden's Instagram where you can go and check out his finished space duck. I really hope you enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed creating it. Until next time, goodbye.